Guild Wars 2 has finally fixed their fashion by putting actual in-game inspects in the game. Let's talk about it. Subscribe to the channel for more content of this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me. And let's get into it. So, Guild Wars 2 just announced that they're actually putting an in-game feature to actually inspect in-game. This was not, you couldn't really do this at all beforehand. And now you can, which is very, very good, because fashion is a very important part of a lot of MMOs. Showing your, hard-earned money and items and all this other stuff to other people, and they knowing where they come from, so they can actually be like, damn, I want that. That's awesome that you got that. Unless you have the actual knowledge in the game, which makes you probably already a person that really likes the game, you couldn't really tell which things they would have, right? So now you're gonna be able to do that, and not only that, checking the dice as well. This is very important because honestly, Guild Wars 2 fashion is very, very good. It's probably the best fashion I've seen in MMOs overall, personally. So the fact that this didn't exist beforehand, it was pretty sad. It was honestly such a waste of potential for the game, and yeah, it did come a bit too late, like 11 years, it's been 11 years since, the game has come out, and we finally get it, but this will completely make the fashion so much more important in the game, and fashion contests as well, way more easy to actually do, and of course, the people that are in the fashion contest are not gonna have to go in there and ask to each person which pieces they come from and everything. They can just Google it as well, which is, I think, very, very good. Of course, you still want to, probably ask if you really care about, hey, how did you get that one specifically, but you will be able to see what other people are wearing, which is very, very, very good. And look at this, we have the this article that explains everything. Introducing our latest quality of life feature cosmetic inspection. As we all know, fashion is the real endgame in Guild Wars 2, and we have an update coming on April 16, tomorrow, with Seb, that should help level the playing field for new and aspiring fashionistas. Yeah, because the new players are the ones that really get affected by not having this. After countless requests and much anticipation, the stage is finally set for a revolution in Tyria's fashion scene, with the introduction of cosmetics inspection. In tomorrow's release, you'll find a new option titled Inspect Cosmetics in the context menu, accessed by right-clicking on another player's portrait. So right now, if you just go in here, click right, you have a lot of options. We're gonna have, of course, the option of inspecting and checking their fashion. Selecting this option will pop up a new panel that allows you to view the player's equipped outfit, weapon and armor, cosmetic appearances, and their associated dye choices. The dialog can also be opened by entering /inspect check command with another player targeted. You notice that some items have been updated with text that outlines how the item can be obtained. That is so important and so useful. Yeah, that's actually so good for new players, and honestly for me too, right? Sometimes I forget which pieces come from which places, and this is gonna be so much easier to just, guess in my fashion contest, and then that we do every Saturday, by the way. You can join us, and then, check where it was obtained if I didn't know where it was. We'll be adding even more source descriptions in coming releases, because yeah, there's a lot of fashion in this game. Here we go, and you can actually see how it looks right now. The quality of the video is a bit saucy, but look at that. You have the preview, you have all the features right here, all the items and the dice as well. Very, very cool. And you can, use it to show, to check it on your own character as well. And you can also find it in training. You can actually find the die in the training post. That's so cool. This is so useful. So useful. Oh my god, the possibilities and how much more fashion is gonna be, how much people are gonna be interested in the fashion in this game is gonna be, it's just gonna be great. It's gonna be good. It's important to note that this is a cosmetic focus feature. Inspection does not give players information about the rarity of attribute selection of any item, nor does it provide details about equipped infusions, runes, or sigils. I think the whole infusion stuff is a bit bad, because infusions are very important for fashion, and I get it. Inet is really adamant on not showing vertical progression items to other people, because people that play Guild Wars 2 don't really like that, and I get it, even though if I disagree, I actually disagree heavily with this. I don't think it's a good thing at all, but yeah, I think infusions are very important, and honestly they should find a way of showing them. Additionally, to preserve competitive integrity into PvP and Warzola game modes, cosmetic inspection cannot be used to determine what weapons enemies players have equipped. So I guess they're saying that so you can't like inspect and see, oh, they're using a sword, because the swords, or will have a different abilities than, you know, if you use an X, for example. So you can use this as an advantage to know what type of build they have, which is interesting. And well, I guess it makes sense, even though it kind of sucks, but you can ask them if you really want to know. Life gets better. The cosmetic inspection feature is the latest quality of life improvement from Guild Wars 2 Live Team. Their mandate over the past few years have been to address players' problems and introduce improvements to the areas of the game, such as a new player experience, crafting, and group encounters. Here are some of their accomplishments in service of that goal. Legendary armor. This is all the things that they've done beforehand, right? Which we have seen, right? They have been doing a lot of good things in the last few years for the game, to make the game honestly just less scuffed, more polished, and I think all of these things are very, very important. Sometimes our work on this front is less obvious or impacts the community in a roundabout way, like the work we're doing to improve our development pipeline and tools on the work we're doing to improve the technology that underlies Guild Wars 2, such as our engine. Our commitment to not just maintaining but enhancing Guild Wars 2 is rooted in our beliefs that the game is to remain vibrant and engaging. It must evolve. The shift to DX11 was a milestone that marked just the beginning of our journey toward technological enhancement. This move was not simply about keeping up with the times, it was a declaration of our dedication to providing our players with an experience that continuously improves. Thanks to DX11, we have been able to increase the number of amateur bones and lighting objects for new models and environments. Build fully 360 degrees skyboxes and using vertex animation. I mean, this is some, you know, technical, you know, stuff. But that's, you know, let's finish this. I want to say something about this. One of the engine improvements we're working on right now is the upgrade to BC7 texture compression, a significant jump over technology that we've been leveraging since the launch of the game. This will improve the clarity and fidelity in development and feature textures, most notably for weapons, visual effects, environments, and creatures. In the long term, we'll be evaluating the feasibility of upgrading existing, already shipped textures to B7 conversion, but there are more technical hurdles for us to overcome before we commit. These enhancements not only have to pave the way for better visuals and smoother gameplay, but also ensure that Guild Wars 2 remains a competitive, dynamic world that evolves with its community. We'll have more developments to share on this front as the team continues to work. Here's a sneak peek of the new location in the 5th Guild Wars 2 expansion, shipping later this year. Yo! This actually does look pretty nice. Of course, they have might use certain different lightings and stuff like this to make it look better, but that looks actually pretty cool. And we have an actual leak of the expansion. That is crazy. I do think overall, this is a very, very good thing. As I said before, the fashion is very important in the game, but not only that is important, the fact that they care enough to actually put a feature like this that doesn't really make them any money, but it's very good for the health of the game, makes everyone want to actually invest themselves more into the game. I think that's very, very important. A lot of people are kind of scared about Guild Wars 3, for example, and are in that, you know, stop the development of Guild Wars 2 and not caring as much. And this kind of stuff makes people reassured that actually might not, you know, it won't happen, right? Of course, they have to continue doing this stuff, but I do think it's kind of true. I don't think they're actually gonna stop developing the game or really caring about it, considering all the stuff that they're actually putting in right now for in terms of development. All these things, they really are not things that will make them more money in the short term, but in the long term. And if Guild Wars 3 is to replace Guild Wars 2, these things don't really make sense. We'll see what happens, of course. But I do think it's a positive thing for the game and for the community. The only thing I would say for the things that I would like, you know, being better, specifically for the fashion, is that we really want. I think so. I think we really want. We really want better performance, so you can actually see people's fashion in the game. I understand it's very, very hard, but that would be very cool, right? It kind of sucks if you know, can inspect people and their fashion, but you can't even see them because otherwise your game completely goes to a crawl. It would be very nice, and we'll see how it works tomorrow. If you know, for example, even if you have everything almost, if you click on them and you press inspect, maybe you can still watch and see their fashion. Regardless, I think that would be very cool. Also, transmutation charges, they suck a lot. They're not good. They suck. So I really hope that they honestly just delete those. I understand they're very easy to get, but it doesn't really matter. It just makes new players not want to engage with the game. So yeah, there you go. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll talk more about the leaks of the expansion and all this other stuff, and we'll definitely try this out and the new event tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel for more this. Go to my coffee if you want to support me. Go to my twitch.tv, Darren's with us, to talk about this stuff. And see you guys around. Love you all. Bye-bye.